Stock down. Robert Saleh. His defense stunk. He has every excuse in the world, but dude, you're facing Tennessee, man. It's not like they have anyone that good. Couldn't stop the run. You can't cover, not you, but the defense can't cover a tight end. You couldn't cover Gunnar. Who the hell is Gunnar Helm? He spells it with an A. Gunnar? I've never heard of that. What is he, Swedish? You gave up a touchdown to a Swedish tight. They don't even play football in Sweden, and he scored a touchdown. How do you explain that, Robert? Curtis Robinson, he's admirable. I bet they would like Eric Kendricks on the field, but he already messed up his calf. They need Tatum Bethune back. Christian McCaffrey, let's say he has a back injury, but yet another game, averaging less than 4 yards a carry. Malik Mustafa, good player, but dude, you got to catch that interception. That was a Jaquiski Tart drop, and I don't throw that around. I haven't called anything a Jaquiski Tart drop since Jaquiski Tart dropped it, and you know what I'm talking about. McCaffrey, Saleh, Mustafa, Curtis Robinson. That's about it. Hard to be stocked down. I mean, just the defense in general, though. Who gave up the touchdown catch to Gunnar Helm? Was it Jair Brown? Who gave up the touchdown catch to Jeffrey Simmons? How do you get beat by a defensive tackle? I don't know. These are the questions I have. K9er209 says, Kyle useless grade F plus LOL. Why is he still here? Kyle useless. Mike, the producer, says, any quarterback we keep needs to know how to Dougie dough. Doesn't it feel like Mac Jones was so good, not just on the field, but like the way he led the team, that Brock is like trying to like emulate it? Like, oh, Mac has fun while playing football? I can have fun. Oh, you want to see the quarterback play with a little emotion and joy? I can do that. I can dance. I'm a good dancer. Mark Salas says, you can tell Kyle wants to please CMC. He does. And that's why the Brandon Ayuk situation happened. Because Kyle wants to please McCaffrey. Kyle bent over backwards to please Debo for years. Kyle always makes sure that he's good with George Kittle. But Brandon Ayuk, man, shut up. I feel like Brandon Ayuk got the cold shoulder forever. And then when he finally snapped, everyone's like, man, that guy is unprofessional. How do you think Christian McCaffrey would act if he got treated the way Brandon Ayuk got treated? Basically, what they say about Ricky is like, man, we're so grateful that he's like a lot more agreeable than Brandon Ayuk, because if we treated Brandon the way we're treating Ricky, Brandon would lose his freaking mind. Yeah, that's what most wide receivers do. I think as a head coach, you owe it to your team and your franchise and your fans and everyone to feature the players who deserve it. And it's on you. Like, you got to distribute the ball. You got to call play. You can't just sit there and be like, oh, well, the coverage dictates who gets the ball. Nah, man, fuck that. You dictate it. You're the reason that Christian McCaffrey has too many catches this season. You're the reason that Brandon Ayuk lost his mind. And you're the reason that George Kittle and Ricky Pearsall were so good today, because you featured them. You made it a point of emphasis in your script, in your game plan, and you made it happen. You got to keep doing that. Do what's best for the franchise, not what's best for Christian. Agree, more Kittle. Make Kittle the focus. Yeah, man. How has it taken Kyle 9 years to figure that out? Kittle hasn't had 100 targets in a season since he was like 25 years old. Come on. Today was great, though. Today, and look, go back and watch Walsh's playbook. Me and Tom Walsh, former Raiders offensive coordinator, on Thursday, we talked about this. He said if he were calling plays for the Niners, George Kittle would be his leading receiver. And that was the case today. Like, no fucking duh. Obviously, he should be the guy. No one can cover George Kittle in the NFL. He is the biggest mismatch in the NFL. Him against any safety is a bigger mismatch than Justin Jefferson against any corner. Him against the best safety is a bigger mismatch than Justin Jefferson against the best corner. Or Jamar Chase. So, quality control matters. Kyle Shanahan, it took him a bye week. It took him to week 15, but you know what? He figured it out. And if he can keep doing this the rest of the way, the Niners offense can score a lot of freaking points. You know what I'm saying? All right. I think I'm out of stuff to talk about. There's more to talk about when they lose. I feel like if they had lost to the Titans, we could have talked for 8 hours. But they beat the Titans. They let the Titans hang around, but they beat them by 13. So you can't be like too alarmed. I mean, you got to acknowledge that the defense was less than inspirational today. In fact, it was pretty shitty. But the offense was everything they said it could be. And we'll see if it translates against teams that aren't dead. I can't wait to see the Niners play Phillip Rivers next week. I'm going to be there for that. Monday night in Indy against a grandfather and a hell of a defense. I bet the Niners will still be favored to win that game. But from here on out, the Niners are facing playoff caliber teams. That's it. This is the last game against a cupcake. And, you know, at least certain players in this team are feeling a lot more confident. No one on defense, but certain players in this team are feeling a lot more confident, and that means something. So thanks for watching. King Marcus 500 said, Grant, is Ashley your wife? I'm divorced. Me and Ashley are dating. So yes, we're dating. Thanks for asking me about my personal life. Been divorced for about 2 years. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with grades. Hang tight.